So I want you to pay attention, okay? Welcome your guests.
My life is ruined, gone, destroyed. Noli!
What?
Start packing. We're moving out of the state. I mean, country. Is there life on Mars? Because that would be ideal.
Oh no, did they run out of Twinkies at the market again? I'll go find some suitcases.
No, it's just that Mahragan caroused us today. And once I thought it was over, boom, it's in my face again. I've been dreading this moment since last year. It's just that I just can't take the stress anymore. I'm too young to grow white hairs. So Noli, I'll pack while you Google if there's life on Mars, okay?
Ridiculous. I mean, seriously. I immediately thought this was a big thing when you called me over, like the Twinkies were out of the market again.
Noli, start Googling.
Okay, you know what, let's talk serious for a second, okay? I mean, really, if there was life on Mars, first we have to learn their Marsian language.
Noli, don't be silly. Everyone knows English.
Okay, but what if everybody there is like purple and green and tie-dye? We'll just look really weird.
Oh.
And they might only eat lava and rocks.
Lava and rocks?
Not to mention, there's probably no TV, satellite, or Wi-Fi on the planet.
No TV? Okay, maybe we should rethink this. How about Pluto? Isn't that where the Disney dog is from? They have to have TV.
Okay, let me get this straight. You want to travel a gajillion light years away because of your Mahragan crisis?
Yeah. Have you seen the people from last year? The ones who sang flawlessly, answered every question perfectly, and memorized the entire Bible, Agbeya, and Synaxarium? I'd be crazy to go back to that again. It's embarrassing.
Have you been studying?
Who cares about studying? Even if I studied all year, I would never be able to get to what they've accomplished. Just forget it.
So that's a no, you haven't been studying?
Well, no, not really.
Alright, well, you know what? I'll help you pack or Google whatever under one condition.
What?
You have to help me study for Mahragan.
I'm going to eat you.
Gido Seeha!
No, here, now, hide the suitcases. He cannot know what we're planning. Okay. Don't say anything.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay. Gido, Brianna's going to Mars.
What? Mars? She doesn't even have a car license yet. She's leaving the planet?
It's Pluto, not Mars. And don't try to convince me like you always do, Gido. I've already made up my mind, and I'm almost done packing.
Okay, I'll help you pack.
What? You're helping her? You're supposed to say, La ya habibti, let me tell you a story that relates to this situation so you can learn a lesson and happily attend Mahragan.
Really? Okay, why do I need to convince her if she already made up her mind? I don't need to tell her that Mahragan is going to be different this year. They're going to have a lot more games and fun and activities and serve all her favorite foods. If she would rather eat lava and rocks, that's up to her. Did you pack socks?
Favorite foods? Like pizza?
Possibly.
And fun? Ugh. Mahragan Karaza and fun should not be in the same sentence, ever.
I'm just telling you what I overheard the servants talking about, but that doesn't concern you. Did you remember to bring a toothbrush?
Gido, I don't like it when you're on my side.
Yeah, it's like disturbing.
It's just that all these kids were born for this Mahragan thing. Like their mothers fed them church history in their bottles. Why, my mom just fed me milk. Like she didn't get the memo that I would be in this situation in 16 years.
So, you're afraid you're going to get all the questions wrong because Mama didn't feed you Nestorius heresy from a bottle.
See, you got it. Yeah, good job, Gido.
Yeah, Bitsy, this is not school. You know, this reminds me of a story.
Now that's the Gido I know.
Okay. So one time, a long time ago, there was this new monk who entered the desert. And this monk, he didn't really know much. He couldn't even read. He just knew one phrase. Our Father who art in heaven.
I know that one. Me too. I know that one, yeah.
I hope so, actually, yeah. So, that's the only thing he knew, just our Father who art in heaven. So one day, all the monks went to pray together, and they noticed this one monk standing in the corner by himself. And they looked at him, and they just thought it was very weird how he was just saying the same thing over and over again. So after they prayed, the other monks went up to the abbot. The abbot is the head of the monastery. They went to him and said, Father, you know this new monk? And he said, yes, what about him? Well, when we were praying, we saw him standing there, and it seemed like he was saying the same thing over and over again. So we went closer to listen to him, and we heard him say, Our Father who art in heaven, our Father who art in heaven. And you know, Father, it's the rules here at the monastery that we learn all the hymns and verses by our hearts. We're supposed to memorize everything. So the abbot said, okay, I'm sure there's an explanation for this.
Gido, wake up. Wake up, Gido. Come on, wake up.
And then little Johnny Jr. lived happily ever after.
What?
No, the story about the monk.
Yeah.
What did the abbot do? Oh, right. So the abbot went up to this new monk. He knocked on his cell, and the new monk saw him and said, Oh, Father, come in. And the abbot said, well, there seems to be something that concerns me. Do you have any of the prayers recited by heart? Can you recite any of them? And the new monk looked at him and said, Oh, Father, I only pray what I know. So the new monk said, I'm sorry, my son, but it's the rules here in the monastery that you have to learn and memorize everything by heart. Those are the rules, and I don't want there to be any commotion because of you. So the new monk said, okay, Father, okay, but can I take my cell with me?
What's a cell?
It's where the monks live, in the monastery. So the monk looked at him, the abbot, take your cell with you? What do you mean? He said, I want to take my cell, I don't want to leave it. So he said, okay. So he watched as the new monk got up and he tied a rope around his cell and he tied it into a big knot, and then he started pulling on it and he said, walk, you blessed thing. And then he started walking and his cell was walking right behind him. And he was walking and he was walking and all the other monks were like, what? What? And they watched as this monk was carrying his cell with him miles and miles away. It's very strange, this story, but it's a miracle.
So we don't have to memorize anything? So all those psalms and litanies and hymns were for nothing?
No. It's very important that we memorize God's words and hymns and verses and prayers by heart. But God doesn't want us to memorize like we're parrots. Our Father who art in heaven, no, He doesn't want us to do that. Although the simple monk didn't know anything except for one phrase, he kept it in his heart and he prayed it with understanding. So thank God that we have the ability and we have the teachers. Who's your teacher?
Oh, okay, I have a lot, for different subjects. So, there's Miss Fitzgerald. Ooh, I have Miss Fitzpatrick. Must be twins.
No, your Sunday school teacher.
Oh. Well, I have Tante Nedra.
And Tante Hanet.
Oh, and Uncle Ehud, can't forget him.
Nope. Okay. So thank God we have the ability and the Sunday school teachers to help us to memorize and to learn so we can keep all this by heart. So that we can use all this to glorify God in the 3 most important things that we attend in church. What are those?
Sunday school.
No.
Okay, I know one. It starts with like a little light.
Yep, no.
Liturgy. I was going to say that actually.
Liturgy.
Yeah.
Now, 2 more. 3 most important things. What are they?
Liturgy, Sunday school.
Liturgy.
Food. I like that one. Food's good.
Food? Did someone really say food?
Yes.
Very good, Alex. Ashaya. And what's the third one? Tasbeha. So we can use all this
Yeah, we should study from Mahragan.
to glorify God in those 3 most important things. The liturgy, Tasbeha, and Ashaya. Okay? So it's very, very important. All right.
Well, I've never really seen Mahragan that way. Thanks, Gido.
Yeah, so will you help me study now?
No.
Take care of the golf.
Are you sure you're gonna get the
You're
fat.